So, wrapped up week one of my first week on tapering down on my trazodone. Definitely learned a big lesson in some do's and don'ts with, weaning off. You don't just stop taking them. We all know that. For the most part, we know that. But I try. So, I'm down from 100 milligrams to 50 milligrams my first week. So, that's a 50% cut. And the last few nights, I've gotten some alright sleep. It's pretty rough in the beginning, and it's not fair to do such a drastic attempt at altering my state, and especially when I have people that live with me. A person that lives with me, she was a person too, but lack of sleep is not good on the mental state. But again, the payoffs, the risks versus the rewards on taking a drug, um, long term, has to be weighed very carefully. You have to be able to determine, is this what I need, and you have to be with it. You have to follow the course and go through it. And I know that I'm just young, and I know that I have some memory problems sometimes, and I know I have a lot of risks with the drug abuses in the past for cognitive decline in my older years. Because I plan on making it. Before, I really didn't care. I didn't care what I was taking. If it made me feel better, I'd continue taking it, and I wouldn't worry about the consequences at a later point. For someone that worries as much about the future and the past, there was a time that it didn't really matter, um, and there was a time that I was just on every pill I could get as far as pharma. Every one that they would give me that would make me feel a little more peace in the moment, whether that's from you know the physical pain that I thought was unbearable and that I couldn't take, or whether it was from the drugs and the chemicals that were in my body that it just doesn't need. So, so I went through a process over since Wendy's been here, and a little bit before that. So it's been about 2 years. I started taking all my medications, and I started looking at them and cut myself down to a baseline. And when I started the process, nobody lived with me, so I am used to discomfort. I am always uncomfortable. I'm not always unhappy, but generally I'm always uncomfortable. I'm in some kind of pain. So, I looked at my medicines, and, I have to take a few of them. Like my baclofen is for the muscle spasms in my legs. And, my Lyrica is for the neuropathy. I always feel like I'm sitting on a hot stove. Or that even though I can't feel sensation on the outside, my legs always feel like they're burning inside. Um, that was one of the first things that got me kind of hooked in on opiates. I was going to the hospital, and it was like once or twice a week, just because it's horrific. The burning is just unimaginable. Um, and they kept just wanting to give me, opiates, and I'd go to the hospital and they give me a bunch of Dilaudid, and yeah, I mean, it made me at one point when they give me that crap at some point on it that it makes me not care about the pain anymore, and so then you're good. But then you end up pursuing pain medications, and you end up sometimes I feel treating other issues than the physical pain that you're having. You seek the comfort. I used to call my opiates the my big warm teddy bear, and I just felt like I'd just get a big hug and it'd just be like, oh, you're okay, just shh. And it got a hold of me. Opiates have about killed me probably, I don't know, at least 6, 7 times. I don't know how many times I had to have Narcan. I know that I'm grateful for Narcan, and it's frustrating because I'm like, man, you want to give these people Narcan so they can go sit around their house and not worry about overdose and just carry it right to that edge. But then at the same time, I feel that I've grown into having some value to the people I communicate with and come in contact with, and I know that my life holds a lot more value now. So I'm grateful. I'm very grateful because in my worst, I drug my toes down the road on shit, and lost all my toes. I'm getting hit by cars going 50 miles an hour in my power chair on the highway. I could go on. It's just not necessary. It's just saying that, if you numb yourself and you numb yourself from these hurts or these pains, and whether it's your ankle or your back or your neck, or whether that your mind finds comfort in it and you're treating yourself for something that happened to you as a kid mentally, and it just gives you a numb. I kind of lost my train on that, but I just come out here in the morning and I try to do my thinking and trying to just kind of figure things out. I know that I'm going to do my best to be off antidepressants, and I'm going to be feeding in some supplements. I got a list of them. I posted on my page. I'm going to try to take one. Start with a one, and then take it for 2 weeks at least, and journal, and just honestly give myself a 1 to 10 scale on certain aspects, whether that's anxiety, sleep, um, overall well-being, mood, physical feelings of being wore out, just these little things that it's just like anybody that you have to be aware, because a lot of times these things, when we take them, we don't really watch for the improvement. So if it's not a drastic improvement, it's harder to see unless we're meticulously, really self-analyzing, and giving a fair judgment on the symptoms that you're trying to get better. And I do believe with the placebo, I'm going in all the ones that I'm choosing to have some science that backs them up, which means for some people it helped. So with that, I'm going in with the thought and with the belief in my heart that natural remedies and supplements is the answer for me to finding peace off of the pharmaceuticals and the state that my mental capacities are sometimes. But anyway, have a great day. This is just my update on where I'm at on my opiate weans. I might incorporate my doctor, but I think I'm doing good with a half cut. I know how they generally wean opiates, and so I'm not going in just fucking reckless right now. I, hey, I tried, but have a great day. I love y'all. Stay safe.